Good afternoon and welcome to the Minskoff Pavilion ribbon cutting ceremony. Hi, my name is Kathy Lee and I'm a senior supply chain management major here in the Broad College of Business.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. My name is Ayla Olivera and I'm a second year MBA. And Kathy and I are really excited to be here with you today. Before we get started, we'd like to introduce some special guests that we have. Our board of trustees, Joel Ferguson and Brianna Scott, as well as our board chair, Diane Byram. If you had a chance to walk in front of the stage this afternoon, you probably noticed this awesome cake over there that Susie Cakes Bakeries donated to us. We're happy to have the co-founders here today from Susie Cakes, Susan Sarich and Houston Stigro, who is a hospitality business major from the class of 1975. And a member of the Broad College Advisory Board. We'd also like to acknowledge the MSU Wind Symphony performing the Vienna Philharmonic Fanfare by Richard Strauss and conducted by Director of Bands Kevin Sedadol. Celebration, creativity, communication are a few of the key skills that companies are looking for and that business leaders are expected to possess. The Minskoff Pavilion has created a space for students to develop and harness these necessary skills in one functional, all-inclusive environment. I've noticed already how the team rooms and open study areas facilitate conversation and draw students and visitors into exchange ideas. As an MBA student with a passion for sustainability, I'm also proud to be working in a space where environmental initiatives are part of the building's primary goals. The Minskoff Pavilion is already inspiring students and will continue to bring Spartans together in preparation for the next chapter in life.
The Broad College of Business is known for its highly ranked programs and vast alumni network making business happen around the world. With the Minskoff Pavilion, we now have a tangible visual representation of the caliber of the Broad College of Business. It is obvious that this building is breathtaking and visually stunning, but what truly makes it so special and it a Broad building is the people inside. In just the first couple of weeks of school, Spartans have already made themselves at home. They can be found working in the study rooms, creating friendships on these steps, and transforming into business leaders in the flexible, energy-efficient classrooms. The camaraderie between students is unmatched as we constantly try to elevate one another and the Broad College of Business as a whole. This energy and attitude has been truly brought to life through the state-of-the-art Minskoff Pavilion. Now we are honored to introduce a distinguished list of speakers. First, you will hear from Diane Byram, a partner with Byram and Fisk Advocacy Communications, who was elected to the MSU Board of Trustees in 2008 and 2016. As an MSU alumna in agricultural economics, she is a veteran politician who has served more than 20 years as a county commissioner, state representative, and state senator. She was the first woman elected as the state's House Democratic leader. What a glass ceiling to break. Trustee Byram has served as co-director of the Michigan Political Leadership Program, an MSU program that trains future public policy leaders. She was also co-chairman of the Presidential Search Committee.
I'm also delighted that our 21st president of MSU, Samuel L Stanley Jr, will be with us today. Dr. Stanley graduated Phi Beta Kappa from the University of Chicago and earned a medical degree from Harvard. He took a fellowship in infectious diseases at Washington University in St. Louis, joined the faculty, and was appointed Vice Chancellor of Research. In 2009, he was named president of Stony Brook University, which he led for 10 years. There, he was a strong force for diversity, inclusion, and equity, for student success initiatives, and for student health and safety. He serves on the boards of directors of the Association of American Universities and the Association of Public and Land-Grant Universities.
You will also hear from faculty John Hollenbeck, Eli and Edith L. Broad, Dean Sanjay Gupta, and two of our most distinguished alumni and celebrities amongst the student population, Eli Broad and Edward J. Minskoff. Now please welcome the Honorable Diane Byram.
thank you. And just looking around here, you just have to say, wow. Not only the faculty, the students, but what this is going to mean for the future generations at Michigan State. So good afternoon, and this is a great day at Michigan State University. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'm pleased to welcome all of you. My fellow board members and I have supported this endeavor and have worked on its behalf from the beginning. However, opportunities for embarking on projects like this just don't appear out of thin air. Arriving at this moment involved the vision and commitment of many individuals. We especially thank Eli and Edith Broad, Edward J. Minskoff, and the many others who have given generously to this project. This facility is a significant step in our mission to provide outstanding experiences for students at MSU, and you can see the students all around you. I'm very proud to be part of this event, and I am delighted that you are joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Byram. My name is John Hollenbeck, and I'm here representing the faculty of the College of Business. Hundreds of dedicated full professors, associate professors, assistant and adjunct professors that do the research, teaching, and service that are the lifeblood of this particular institution. I think I was asked to do this role for two reasons. Number one, this is my 35th year of service at Michigan State, and I'm the oldest guy they could find. Because I've been here so long, they also know that I'm one of the most thankful individuals at Michigan State. When I walk into this building is just truly spectacular and inspirational. I go back to a day where we were just Epley and nothing more than Epley. And we had a lot of growing pains, and God bless, they gave the new North Business Complex was really instrumental in solving a lot of our growing pains as we were getting bigger. But no one ever described that building as spectacular and inspirational. Again, I was very thankful for it, but it was a very Spartan structure. And other than the Broad Museum, like many Spartan structures, it uses the strong use of bricks and right angles and the sparing use of glass and steel. And of course, the Minskoff Pavilion is exactly the opposite, to an absolutely dramatic effect. This building is inspirational to me. Every day when I come into work, I come into that door right over there. I walk down this side of the building by this beautiful atrium. I catch the smell of coffee and fresh bread coming out of Panera. That's product placement for the students. Little product placement there. Up to these beautiful windows that overlook the Red Cedar River, and I'm truly inspired. It really makes me want to do something that day that perhaps the building might be proud of. So I find it very, very inspirational for that way. The second reason I think they asked me to do it is my teaching and research is in the area of teamwork, collaboration, and leadership. And this is very, very core to our mission. I'm going to read our mission statement in a moment. But I will tell you that our work on collaboration here at Michigan State started in the attic of Berkey Hall. Now, some of you may be familiar with Berkey Hall are probably saying, did Berkey Hall have an attic? And yes, it did. Half the people thought the attic was haunted, and I was one of them, even though I'm a scientist. But we all agreed it didn't have air conditioning or heating. And so that's kind of where we started with our work and teamwork. And with that, I've got to read you our mission statement. Our mission statement that was really forged by Dean Sanjay Gupta really lays out the fact that our job at Michigan State, we create and disseminate knowledge through collaborative relationships while developing transformational leaders who make business happen. I can now say we are out of the Berkey Hall. And when it comes to doing research and teaching on collaboration, because I do this work and I know what the other institutions that we compete with around the globe have, we have the single best institution for collaboration, research, and teaching in the world, in this complex right here. And so truly, truly thankful. Hopefully when you get a chance, you'll see the Brian and Michelle Kessler Team Leadership Lab, and I am really thankful for that. I think we're going to be doing incredible work there that we couldn't get done without this. Thus, on behalf of the Broad College faculty, I speak for everyone when I say I look forward to the future of the Broad College, and in particular the role that this beautiful pavilion will play in accomplishing our mission in making Dean Sanjay Gupta's vision an absolute reality. And with that, I'd like to turn this over to my dean and my friend, Sanjay Gupta.
Thank you, John. This scene truly is spectacular, and words cannot describe the incredible joy that we have in having all of you join us for this special day. Today represents not just a momentous day in the history of the Broad College for all of the reasons that you just heard, but I do have to add that for me personally, this also represents a vision that has become a reality. That is so satisfying, and I'm glad that I can say that right now. You know, as I look around in this room, there are so many of you who were here with us when we started having conversations about this. We started having conversations around where we should take this journey. And I think you probably can recall my saying, probably once too often even, saying that, you know, we have great programs, we have wonderfully dedicated and committed faculty members. We have superb students who are hardworking and they are ambitious. Well, we have the lousiest facilities in the Big Ten. You may or may not have kept track of this, but when Nebraska and Rutgers were added to the Big Ten, I breathed a sigh of relief because we kind of came out of the cellar. But that was really short-lived. We went back in the cellar because both Rutgers and Nebraska built some wonderful facilities for their business schools. The important thing, however, is really this is not about competition only. You know, our vision was to be able to create the kind of spaces that our students not only deserve, but they needed. That our faculty not only deserve, but they needed. You heard from John Hollenbeck describe what he does not only for scholarship, but really to train the future business leaders through teamwork and their ability to understand what does it take to make a team successful. We really committed to making sure that we come up with a vision to create spaces that match also what corporate America is doing, and you are seeing that happening all around you. There is a tremendous investment taking place in facilities to be able to attract and retain the talent that they need, to be able to have that talent that is creative and that is going to be innovative. Apple, with its $5 billion investment in its corporate headquarters, is probably the strongest validation of this proposition. But it's not just Apple. I mean, many of you here in this room lead organizations where you've made significant changes to your facilities for exactly that reason, and that is it allows people to do their best work. What you have seen here, what you are seeing here, is what we are able to capture from the experiences and examples that you have demonstrated. So let's talk about that. What did we do here? First and foremost, we've designed and delivered a building that is 100% dedicated to teaching, learning, and student support. From the moment you enter that entry plaza that greets you, and you look around, all of the spaces are intended to provide that collaboration. There are team rooms, we have classrooms that are designed to be able to facilitate that collaboration. We have student lounges that we'd never had before, but that also allows our students to be able to get together in a really nice way. We created an entrepreneurship lab where hands-on learning can take place. John Hollenbeck talked about the teaching lab, which is also intended for exactly that same purpose, and that is hands-on learning, experiential learning you might have heard about. That's the best way the students learn. And then we created a career management space, which for the first time has allowed us to bring both our undergraduate and graduate career services together under one roof. And that is such a powerful statement for our employers, for all of our students to be able to interact in that space. And finally, we designed and built spaces with technology and with sustainability in mind. And why did we do this? It was just to basically deliver an exceptional student experience. You heard the students actually already talk about this. They found this space even before we announced it was open. This summer, when the doors were officially opened that same day, even though there was no public announcement, students were in there, in the team rooms and so on. They are in this space as if this has always been there. And that's a great testament for what a wonderfully designed facility that is. So I want to do just a gut check, if this space is really what the students were looking for. Behind me, you can see many students wearing green and white, so I want to ask. So what do you think your experience has been so far? All right, now a few numbers. I wouldn't be a business school dean, right, if I didn't share some numbers with you. So this is about 100,000 square feet facility of covered space. What we have is, because of this facility, now over 85% of our business school courses and nearly 100% of our graduate courses are taught in the Broad College complex. That is a phenomenal accomplishment. This building had a $62 million project budget. I'm thrilled to say that we completed this ahead of schedule, under budget, and fully funded by 1,700 supporters of the Broad College and friends of the Broad College. This is phenomenal. Also, I want to share with you the nature of these gifts. There are several gifts that were made to this project that were first-time gifts, many that were lifetime commitments, and several that were stretch gifts, that we know how hard the individuals work to think about what it is that they could do to help us deliver on this experience. To each and every one of you, please know that we offer a sincere thank you. The important part that I hope you are able to take away is that this investment that you have made is not just in a facility, but it is really in the future of business education, in the future of many Spartan generations to come. While we will not be able to recognize all of the 1,700 plus individuals this afternoon, there is one person who deserves a very special thank you. Without his extraordinary generosity, we would not be here today, and that is Edward J. Minskoff. Mr. Minskoff's commitment of a $30 million gift towards this project is the largest single gift in the history of Michigan State's 164 years of existence. Edward, I want you to know that with this gift, you've not only had a huge impact on the Broad College, but you've impacted the way we think about student learning spaces on our campus. You have essentially transformed MSU's landscape forever. Edward will be speaking in just a few minutes about his feelings of this facility and his motivation for making this commitment. But now it is my great pleasure to introduce Eli Broad. Eli graduated with honors from MSU in 1954, and I'm proud to say with a degree in accounting. So this is like an inside joke. I'm an accountant. I'm a lawyer too, which makes me doubly bad. But after a short stint in public accounting, Eli went on to build 2 Fortune 500 companies from the ground up over a 5-decade period in business. For the last several years, he and his wife, Edie, they have been committed to pursuing their passion in philanthropy. And that philanthropy has focused on the sciences, the arts, and education. In 1991, Mr. Broad made what at that time was the largest gift in the history of public universities to a business school. That was a $20 million commitment to the Eli Broad College of Business and the Eli Broad Graduate School of Management, both of which we renamed in his honor. And this was mainly aimed at trying to elevate business education, but in particularly the value of an MBA degree. Mr. Broad has had a profound impact, not just on the Broad College, but across the campus. Those of you who have seen the Eli and Edith Broad Art Museum, you can see where that impact has been. And to me personally, in 2014, I received a phone call from Eli when he made a commitment of $25 million in this capital campaign that we just completed, of which he said $10 million was towards this facility, which was simply an idea at that time. And that jump-started this whole process. Eli is a great friend. He's a role model. And once again, to me personally, he's an inspiration. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Eli Broad.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean. It's a privilege and honor to be here today. You know, I owe so much to Michigan State University. This is where I got my start. I still recall the summer of 1951. I guess that was about 68 years ago. The first thing I remember was the smokestack. It said MAC, Michigan Agricultural College. In those 68 years, what has happened here at Michigan State University is really without peer of any public university I could think of. So I'm honored to be here. I want to thank, before I introduce Edward, who's a dear friend, Dean Gupta. He's done an outstanding job. The College of Business, for the last 20 years, has been in the top 20 College of Businesses across America. Now today, we're in the Minskoff Pavilion, and I'm proud to say that Edward, Julie, are great friends. We have common interests. We're both collectors of contemporary art. We both served on museum boards together. And I could think of no one that's a better alum of this university than Edward Minskoff. There are a number of things I can say. You've already heard that this is the largest individual gift in the 165-year history of Michigan State University. But in addition to this gift, Edward's done a number of other things of import. For example, when we were going ahead with our museum, Edward did a great job. I still recall we told the architect we had a $32 million budget. Of course, architects will agree to any number you say. And the first round came at $100 million. Then Edward got involved, and over a period of, I think, 18 months, working with the architect contractors, got the building built for $43 or $44 million. And for that, Edward, we're all grateful. Thank you. There's so many other things Edward has done for this university that I'm not trying to list all of them, but I could think of no one that's been a more loyal and productive alum than Edward Minskoff, so we thank you. So without anything further, please give your applause and a warm welcome and thank you to Edward Minskoff.
I'm impressed with the crowd today. It must be Dr. Stanley's being here that brought all of you together. It couldn't have been me, for sure. The building is spectacular. This is the first time that I had the opportunity to visit the building when fully completed. Being Stone Age in my technology skills, each and every room I visited was beyond anything I could conceive. You know, and all of you sitting behind me have to understand that in the past 20 years, companies have come forth that have now employed millions of people, are worth trillions of dollars. They never existed in anyone's mind when I was here at school. Those companies being Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, some companies I don't know, WhatsApp, I don't even know what WhatsApp does, but most of you in the room probably do. I expect and hope that everyone in these green shirts sitting behind me today will develop the next Apple. It's possible. We're living in a very complicated world today. I promised my family I wouldn't discuss politics, and I won't. But the opportunities are there for everyone to achieve success if they have the work ethic and are able to perceive going forward their dreams. This building, associated with the Broad Business School, I hope will produce some of the finest and smartest entrepreneurs for the generations to come. I'm thankful personally that I was able, in a small way, to make this happen. It's really a beautiful building. I had zero to say about the architecture. Probably the only building that I've ever been directly and indirectly involved with that I had nothing to do, because most every building I've built across the United States, I've been involved from the basement up. But the outcome is spectacular. And I hope all of you sitting behind me, going forward, will take full advantage of it. Dr. Luana Simon and Sanjay sitting behind me were probably, well, let me go backwards. Eli and I have been friends since the early 80s. I had the good fortune of building a building at 11601 Wilshire Boulevard, which was his headquarters. And from that day on, surprisingly, landlord and tenant became very, very good friends. Anyway, Sanjay and Dr. Simon persisted almost badgered me for nonstop. And this, by the way, is a great attribute for anybody going into business. And my dream, I guess, in philanthropy was always to be very, very active in the world of medicine and education, because these two areas, to me, are more important than anything else we have in this country right now. Education especially is important, and the cures for all of the diseases out there that are still in their infancy. Hopefully one day the medical profession won't have to worry about cancer anymore and some of these other things that they've been working on for so many years. Now, the most important thing that Dr. Simon, of all the presidents that I knew and have met since I graduated from this fine university, had the foresight and perception to realize that we have three major state schools here: Wayne State, Michigan, and Michigan State University. They're all state-supported schools. In previous years, unfortunately, our presidents, all brilliant, all very good, didn't perceive that in addition to the states contributing to the operation of this university, that monies outside weren't necessary to be raised. This university, to survive and grow to the greatness it has achieved to date, needs to build a huge endowment. Without this endowment growing, we will not grow to the extent that we're capable of growing. So I'm sending this message out to everybody in this room to tell all their friends, and hopefully where big corporations in the state of Michigan and outside can understand the need for their help. We need their help dramatically to make this university even better than it is. Because individuals like Eli, who is a great benefactor, and my little bit of help for this portion of it here, we can't do it. We've been fortunate to be able to be a contributor, but it's minuscule compared to what this university needs. This endowment here has to grow to many billions of dollars over the next 10 or 15 years in order to achieve and grow as it should grow. Anyway, that's my little speech for the day. I'm sorry at the end it got a little dramatic, but I needed to get that message across if I was going to stay away from politics.
So actually, I really like that message. I really do. Thank you. So what an amazing event. This really, I think, sets an amazing bar. This is one of my first ribbon cuttings at Michigan State University. Not the first, but one of the first. And as I look out at this crowd, as I look out at this amazing building, I keep asking myself the same question. How will we ever top this? It's incredible. But I'm really inspired, again, by what I've heard today from our very distinguished alumni, from the chance I've had to meet with a number of you in the audience to talk about your commitment to the Broad School and to Michigan State University. And I'm so grateful that your support is manifesting itself in these so very productive ways and really making a difference to the students and faculty and everyone else sitting in this room today. Since I've come to Michigan State University, I've really been inspired by the plan this university has for its future and the way the community has invested in making that plan a reality. And again, I can't think of a better example than the Minskoff Pavilion. I can tell you that 8-figure gifts to higher education are very special. It's not usual to get 8-figure gifts. The Chronicle of Philanthropy reports that only about 200 colleges and universities can expect to receive gifts of $10 million or higher in any given year. So it's wonderful that Michigan State University is a member of this elite set of institutions who have received such support. We just completed, of course, a great campaign for the university. The Empower Extraordinary campaign, which concluded at the end of last year, raised a record $1.834 billion. So again, thank you to all who gave. And of course, the Edward J. Minskoff Pavilion was an ambitious component of that campaign. And as Edward has told us already, back in 2014, or rather as Sanjay told us, back in 2014, Edith and Eli Broad electrified the Spartan business community when they announced their generous $25 million grant and designated $10 million for the pavilion. And then, as we're all celebrating today, Edward J. Minskoff made the single largest gift of MSU's history with his gift of $30 million. So on behalf of the university, again, I want to say thank you. And your generosity has really laid the foundation to ensure a bold future for business education at Michigan State University. Again, thank you. So before I invite everyone up to the stage to do a ribbon cutting, and that's one of the reasons we're here, for example, I do want to say couple more things about an individual who has had such a profound impact on Michigan State University for more than 5 decades, and that again is Edward J. Minskoff. As I learned more about you, it's easy to see that you're a model Spartan. You took your education and you combined it with personal drive, savvy, and diligence to become a top real estate developer in the world's greatest markets. But you also modeled service and giving back to your community. Your financial support for MSU dates back to 1964. You and your wife Julie named the Julie and Edward J. Minskoff Gallery in the Eli and Edith Broad Art Museum, as well as the largest laboratory in the Biomedical and Physical Sciences building. I've learned that you were an integral partner in the university, as we heard about from Eli Broad, in the process that led to the construction of the Art Museum, bringing your credibility and unique skill set to expertly navigate complex decisions between the university builders and architect that otherwise might have derailed the project. And as a noted contemporary art collector, your ongoing service on the museum's international board continues to bolster the museum's success and progress. The value of your leadership at Michigan State University was recognized when you received the Philanthropist of the Year Award in 2013 and an honorary doctorate in business from the Eli Broad College of Business in 2009. You also served on the President's Advisory Cabinet in the Empower Extraordinary campaign. And we've talked already about your extraordinary gift of $30 million. So if Dean Gupta can join me, we wanted to take this time to present you with a token of appreciation for all you have done and continue to do for Michigan State University.
I need to add one thing that I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot to say one little thing. And the reason that I'm looking away from the group in front of me, it has a little political part attached to it. Many politicians have come to visit me for various reasons. And one of the things that I recommended to them, which hasn't gotten the traction that I'd hoped it would, has to do with immigration. And my recommendation to them was that every foreign student in this room and other colleges and universities, upon their graduation, should receive a green card stapled to their diploma. A greater percentage, and I don't speak for everybody, of the students that are graduating from both undergraduate business schools and medical schools, a good percentage would like to stay in the United States. It's the greatest country in the world. And to be forced to leave is very unfair to them. These students will be tremendous contributors to the growing success of our nation, and they should stay. So, write your politicians.
I really like that idea as well, actually. But let me continue. On behalf of the entire Spartan community, it is now our pleasure to present you with a commemorative Beaumont Tower Karelian bell as a symbol of gratitude and in honor of your long and unwavering support of Michigan State University. Michigan State University started presenting these bells to our most dedicated, loyal, and generous Spartans in 2003. This is just the 8th bell that has been presented by the university.
As you can see, this has just been a thrilling day with all of the festivities, with all of the celebrations that we've been able to do. Aren't we supposed to cut the ribbon first?
Yes, we have to come up and cut the ribbon. You're right.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I forgot. All right, let's go on. Yes. Do you need help? Before I say anything else, I am supposed to make an announcement. The parade has been canceled. Sorry about that, but apparently the weather gods are not cooperating with us. We will continue to have the receptions and the other festivities here that we have planned. So the the parade is canceled. You heard from all of the speakers, the students, the faculty, our benefactors and representatives, President Simon. What you heard is a unanimous sentiment around what this facility means, what it means for not only the students who are sitting here behind us, the students who are in the Broad College, but for generations of Spartans to come. Before we end, there are a few thank yous that I would like to be able to offer on behalf of everybody. Something like this doesn't happen without teamwork, and there were lots of members of this team that have made this possible. First and foremost, I'd like to recognize our architects, LMN Associates and FTC&H, who are their regional partners. Robert Smith and Company, couldn't have been better partners in understanding our needs, in understanding the students' needs, and really bringing it to life. The construction managers and staff of Clark Construction, the incredible people. Nick, where are you? Nick was here every single day for the last 2 years. Nick, you're the man. You're the man. For the last 2 years, Nick was here every single day and without fail, always smiling even when we intervened to say we want to take a tour and see what the heck you're doing. Are you working or not? There is a whole team at MSU, our infrastructure planning facilities folks. I cannot begin to tell you what a great partnership that has been with each and every one of you. Dan Bowman and the entire team at IPF, thank you very much for your support. You heard about 1,700 plus people who have participated in this effort for the pavilion. That has been an incredible journey, but that was possible only with our entire development team participating. Vivian Liang and the entire team deserves a very special round of thanks. All of my colleagues, the faculty and staff, they were so committed to be able to having conversations with anybody and everybody. So thanks a lot to all of them, and especially all of our students who are here. Last but not the least, I'd like to personally thank my family for enduring this journey. Just joking a little bit, my wife in particular have been on the road a lot, and so their support has made this possible. So thanks to all of these people without whom we would not have been able to make this project a reality. We now invite you to join our reception. So we have our reception in the pavilion itself. We'll have food and drinks available throughout the building. There are students to mingle with you. There are folks from the MSU tours who will be glad to offer you a tour of the space. Please enjoy yourself, and we will actually do a cake cutting. Edward, you and I are supposed to cut the cake now for the program. So that's what we are going to be doing. Please enjoy yourselves, and thank you again for being here.